have a chicken and vegetable recipe today that would be a good choice for most diabetic dogs. As with any dietary changes, you want to make sure you run this diet past your vet, see if it's going to be a good fit for your dog, and then ask them for any recommendations on any additional supplements or multivitamins that should be added to make the meal nutritionally balanced for your dog if you're planning on feeding this over a long period of time. This recipe is a good fit for diabetic dogs for a number of reasons. When you're creating a dietary plan, a homemade meal plan for dogs with diabetes, you want to include recipes that are low in calories, low in fat, have average to high protein and high fiber as well. So there are a lot of specific nutritional needs for diabetic dogs, and that's why it's so important to consult your veterinarian or a canine nutritionist. This recipe is a great base and it may work very well for your dog. If your dog has other health conditions, if you have a young dog or an older dog, there are other things that are going to affect the nutritional needs of your pet as well. Your pet's activity level, for example. So if you have an active dog, there's going to be a fine line between the low calories for a diabetic dog, but enough calories so that your dog has, the nutrients he needs to be active during the day. So it's really important to consult a veterinarian or a trained canine nutritionist. Consult with them on this recipe. You can click the link below the video and print the recipe out, bring that into your console, let them know this is what you're considering, and they'll help you make modifications to the recipe, or as I mentioned, add any supplements or multivitamins that might be needed to provide the nutrition that your dog requires. This recipe is incredibly simple. It takes just a couple of minutes to put together, but it takes about 20 to 25 minutes of prep work. The first thing you're gonna do is boil some boneless chicken breast. I have 2 cups of cooked chicken breast here. I boil it and then shred it. If you wanted to, you could bake it or you could fry it up in a skillet, whatever you wanted to do to cook the chicken breast, but I find it easy to boil and then shred. My pieces are pretty big. As you can tell, I have a lab that's going to be eating this food, so if you have a smaller dog, just shred it into pieces appropriately sized for your pet. I also have 2 cups of long grain brown rice, and you're just going to cook the rice according to the instructions on the packaging. You're going to cook about 1 cup of dry rice, and it doubles in size as you cook it, so it'll turn into about 2 cups of cooked long grain brown rice when it's done. I have a half a cup of green beans and a half a cup of peas. I used fresh vegetables, but you could certainly use frozen if that's what you have on hand or available at your local grocery store. And then the final ingredient is just half a cup of low-fat cottage cheese. And you're just gonna mix this all together. You might be able to see a little bit of steam rolling off mine. The rice is still a little bit warm, so I'm gonna wait until it cools completely before I serve it to my dog. But that's it. That's how quick it is to prepare. Like I said, it takes about 20-25 minutes of prep work because you do have to cook the rice and the chicken and the veggies. If you're looking for the nutritional values in this recipe and serving size information, just click the link below the video. That'll take you to my extensive written guide, and that also has the full recipe there. You could print it off to share it with your vet if you wanted to do that, or just to have on hand while you're preparing your dog food. And of course, again, the serving size, recommendations, as well as all the nutrition info is in that guide.